What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and we are here with a wait, scroll it down. The Dragon Ball Breakers official game system overview. Now, I saw a video by Globku, and he was kind of breaking down some screenshots, and another video, I think it was a live stream that they had, and he had some concerns, and I kind of agree. The screen, the HUD was kind of busy, as in like there's a lot of stuff on the screen, but I only really care about being the monster, the raider. They kind of said that, you know, Cell is just, I guess, the person that they're showcasing, but you could be Frieza. You know, maybe they'll do Boo, and maybe they'll do other things, and maybe they'll even do, this is not confirmed by the way, but maybe they'll do a hero that's corrupted or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. So let's just see what they have here. I only watched about a minute, like 54 seconds into this one, so you really didn't miss much. And you know, the beginning is just all intro fluff stuff, so it's a little loud. The game system trailer. So this is important.
Dragon Ball The Breakers is an online asymmetrical action game about one of the most vicious antagonists from Dragon Ball.
This made me upset.
Against 7 ordinary citizens without superpowers.
Without superpowers.
In the game,
make sure you know that.
The vicious antagonist is called a raider, and the ordinary citizens as survivors. Survivors of this game are from a group of ordinary citizens who do not have superpowers like Goku.
Like you just said.
Survivors are sucked into a mysterious phenomenon called temporal scene, which is a space where all the times and places are mixed together. What awaits them there is the
cookies?
Raider.
I just like when he turns around like that. All right, so this is where I stopped. This screen.
The player can choose to play as either a raider.
I don't know what the hell this is. That seems a little bit weird.
Or a survivor.
I'm picking Raider all the time.
The goal of the Raider is to defeat all survivors, while the goal of the survivors is to escape the battlefield while protecting themselves from a Raider.
Okay.
Survivors can escape from the battlefield by activating the Super Time Machine.
We figured that.
In order to activate the Super Time Machine, they must protect the startup system, which appears in the middle of the map for a certain amount of time.
He's getting stopped by rockets?
If survivors are able to defend the startup system until the activation is complete, the power of the Super Time Machine will fix the temporal scene and allow them to escape from the battlefield. In order for the startup system to appear, survivors must first set the power keys.
Okay.
There is one power key hidden in each area, so the survivors must find and place it in a specific location.
So I guess as a raider I could stalk that.
The more power keys are set, the less time it will take to defend the startup system.
Keep in mind they say the less time. So I'm assuming that you maybe don't even need to do this. Maybe if you want to let that be as slow as possible and just hide all day, I wonder if that's a thing.
If the startup system is destroyed, survivors will not be able to activate the Super Time Machine.
You can destroy it.
But
okay.
The game will not be over yet.
Oh, why?
Beacons will appear on the map to call out the emergency time machine, and each player will have to try escaping. If you succeed in escaping, you will receive bonus points in the game results. However, only one time machine can be called out at a time. Survivors can choose between escaping alone or escaping together with their companions. If the Raider destroys the time machine even once, survivors will not be able to call out the time machine again. Also, if you fail to escape within the time limit, the game is over and the Raider wins.
That seems very weird. just for a second, that seems so weird because it's like you saw how easy he just like kind of Kai blasted and it's destroyed. And if he destroys one, none will come ever again. That seems a little rough for the survivors, but you have to make it. It's a 1 versus 7, so the one has to have a decent amount of advantage on that. So I guess that's the thing.
A Raider can win the game by stopping the activation of the Super Time Machine and defeating their survivors before they can escape the temporal scene. If Raiders can defeat all survivors, then it becomes a complete victory.
Yes, but you can have a half victory.
Raider doesn't have to necessarily defeat survivors, but the more he defeats, the higher points are earned.
And I've always hated that system, by the way, in Dead by Daylight.
Decreasing the number of survivors will lead to stopping the activation of the Super Time Machine. Take action efficiently. The Raider, with their overwhelming combat power, has a unique feature which allows it to evolve during the battle.
Evolve!
For example, one of the Raiders, Cell, starts as a larva at the beginning of the game and evolves by absorbing survivors and NPC civilians. Each time it evolves, its combat power and skills will change. turning it into an even more threatening enemy for the survivors. The Raider has active and passive skills that make it a threat to survivors.
You boss
Active
them
skills
off.
can be activated at any time. There is a variety of useful skills, such as key detection, which allows one to see the aura of the survivors, and
You're
also
dead.
other skills to efficiently defeat and fight with it. Passive skills are skills that are always active during the battle and have a continuous effect. There are various skills depending on the Raider, such
Okay.
as ways to accumulate the evolution gauge, and also actions that can be triggered at any time by specific controls. In addition, each Raider has special attacks for each transformation form. Among them, the ultimate special attack, which can be used in the final form, has an incredible power and attack range. Cell's perfect Kamehameha hits everything in a straight line, making it a move that can be used to great effect, especially in attacking the startup system.
Oh, you can just shoot a beam at the startup system, I
Each
guess.
time a Raider evolves, it can destroy one area of the map. Once an area is destroyed, it disappears completely, and the range where survivors can move becomes narrower, making the action more tense in the latter half of the game.
He's
In
just looking
addition,
at the lava. He's like, oh
destroying an
man.
area will not demolish the power keys that have already been installed.
Okay.
But destroying an uninstalled area will reduce the total number of keys installed, which
So
makes the time longer to switch on the startup system.
All right, that makes sense. So you could destroy an area where they haven't done that, will make it longer. But like I was saying before, the thing that I've always hated about these games is that it's not winner loser. So if you could be a winner as a survivor by just not dying and getting out yourself. But if he's, and then he can kill everybody else, but technically he didn't fully win unless he kills everybody. Absolute victory. I don't know. I wish there was one or the other. I mean, in Evolve, it was one or the other. Either the monster wins or the hunters win. There is no in between. I kind of like that feature, but maybe people didn't like that, especially if you did the most work and then you didn't get anything out of it because the other people were too bad. You know, everyone's excuse when they play multiplayer. So I don't know. But so far it looks. I think the system seems fine. Yes, there's a lot of stuff on the screen. Like if you just look, hold on. Like you see, like you got the things up here, you have your abilities over here, you got other abilities over here, you got your bar over here. But I feel like once you're used to it, and I feel like this was the same thing with Guilty Gear Strive, you don't see half the stuff. You're focused on certain specifically, and then the HUD doesn't make, it doesn't bother you as much once you're accustomed to what you're looking at and what's on the screen. Instead of it being like, where am I looking? You already know where to look. So I think that was just like, it does look a lot, it is a lot. But when you have this on a screen, like I have a monitor, I feel like that's not going to be as bad when everything's spaced out. Like this is going to, I'm like pointing. This is going to be all the way at the top right of my screen. It's going to be all the way at the bottom right. Like the middle area will be much bigger on a bigger screen. But if you have a small screen, I guess that'd be bad. And also why, I guess on a Switch would probably look like a hell, like something like that.
With these various skills, you can
Someone
drive survivors into a corner.
My man did a crazy dive. I kind of wish they showed like a actual match. I hope they do that.
Although the Raider is overwhelmingly powerful,
I don't think
survivors are not unarmed against this threat.
I don't think you should be able to shoot a rocket at
Several
itself.
countermeasures exist. Survivors can also use active and passive skills. For example, the skill Saiyan Pod Remote allows you to call up and board a pod that can land anywhere on the map.
That's annoying.
However, be careful because it takes a while to call out the pod, and also you will get damaged when the pod falls on your head. As another example, the skill Change can be used to deceive the Raider's eyes by changing into random objects on the map. However, you need to be careful as well, as it can sometimes turn into something completely unexpected.
Okay.
Unless you use these skills to your advantage, it will be difficult to escape the powerful Raider. Dragon Change is one of the few ways that survivors can use their power against the Raider. Survivors can equip up to
Dude, what are those faces? I guess they're not fully Goku. I'm like, why does Piccolo look like that? That was so weird.
3 Transfears, a sphere that contains the souls of super warriors.
The soul?
Dragon Change can be activated by collecting a certain amount of change power on the field, allowing you to fight with the power of a super warrior for a short time. However, the Raider's power is still overwhelming, so it is recommended to use it as a temporary countermeasure, or use other skills depending on the situation, such as escaping with the use of flying techniques. Transfers can be set in a spot of level 1, 2, and 3.
That's so weird.
The higher the level, the stronger the skill will be. But on the other hand, more change power will be consumed. The form of the Raider that you can fight against is determined by the change level. When you fight, make your decision based on the power balance between you and the opponent. The timing of activating Dragon Change is very important. Whether you want to fight, flee, or go to rescue, use it strategically to get the most out of this ability. Various items can be used on the...
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like that. That just seems weird. In most of these games, right? In most of these games, usually what they do is that you can stun the person, but it's supposed to be an overwhelming presence. Sorry. The fact that you can literally turn into a fighter, which they keep saying you have no superpowers, there's no superpowers that you have, but you can also just turn into Goku. You can just start fighting him as Krillin. I don't know if that will get you killed. It seems, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look back at that, but it just seems like that's just a really weird thing that you could just start brawling, literally brawling with him, and there has to be an extreme consequence like that, because that means that the game has to have a fighting. It does look like the fighting is not Tenkaichi, Xenoverse-esque, right? But it's just if that was the case, then I don't know. It's just it's really weird. Why didn't you focus on the whole the thing that you were supposed to be specifying, and then all of a sudden you can randomly just, oh shit, there was Piccolo. He's shooting beams and he can fly. You can use it to fly away, because that could be the thing. Maybe have one person just fight him, literally go up and fight the dude, and everyone else escapes. And it's all points based. So like I said, it's not an absolute victory or loss. So let's say if one person, you can see their build. I don't know if this how the survivors can communicate. Oh man, I'm Goku. I'm gonna go fight him. You guys escape. I just want points for fighting him, and then I'll escape later. And then you saw it was they were jumping him. So now instead of it's not only is a 7v1, but two of them can literally just brawl with him. I don't know. That just seemed really, really weird.
The field, such as a weapon that can be shot directly at the Raider.
Say, why is he
Vehicles that can move around the field quickly, and a radar that can search for the activation key. Utilize a variety of items and try escaping the battlefield. In addition, there are also Dragon Balls on the field. If you collect 7 Dragon Balls and offer them on the altar, Shenron will appear, awaiting to make your wish come true. Survivors can wish to increase the change level by 1 step for all survivors, or maximize their own change level to 4. Raising to change level 4 can only be done by wishing to Shenron, and once you power up, your appearance and power will be exactly the same as the Super Warrior for a certain amount of time. The final form of the Raider is of course incredibly powerful, but increasing it to change level 4 will be the only way to counter with equal power.
He's losing health.
Summoning Shenron is not mandatory, but it will definitely contribute to the victory of the survivor. It is extremely difficult to collect 7 Dragon Balls in a limited time, but by cooperating with your teammates, you may be able to collect them faster. But careful, the Raider can also make a wish to Shenron.
Okay.
In this case, the Raider can only wish to either level up just 1 transformation form or to recover stamina. It is possible to sabotage each other until you get your wish, so don't give up your efforts until the end.
Okay.
In the game, it's possible to increase the chance of victory by cooperating with other survivors. If you are attacked by the Raider, ask other survivors to come rescue you. If you are about to be defeated, and until the countdown reaches 0, your companions can mend your wounds until you are fully healed. Don't forget to communicate. The signal feature is one of the communication tools to let other survivors inform each other about their actions, the location of the Raider, the location of items, and many other things.
There's no chat?
Make sure to use it efficiently with your companions. Lastly, the defense of the startup system is one of the biggest keys to cooperation. You can use Dragon Change, skills, items, or even directly operate the startup system yourself to shorten the time it takes to complete. You will have to defend the system by using all the countermeasures we have mentioned. Help your friends, cooperate with each other, and try to break out with as many survivors as possible.
I'm so torn right now.
Raider versus survivors. Experience the overwhelming power difference in strength and prepare to enjoy the ultimate asymmetrical battle action in Dragon Ball: The Breakers.
The reason, and this is going to be on the Switch, God help us all. The reason why I'm really torn, I'm really torn here is because I just don't see, I'm really confused on, they seem like they could have just made it like you don't have Goku, Vegeta, and you just have to play as like the regular, regular degglers, maybe like some other fighters or something like that. I feel like that would have almost been better than like them randomly, and as you saw at the end, they're like brawling with the person. That just seems really weird to me. You're supposed to be like you can't fight them, you can't really do that, but it's like you see them brawling. They have like a bunch of little gadgets, which I don't mind gadgets. Usually they're like temporary stuns, blind him or he gets caught in a trap, but even that seems a little bit weird for how powerful a person like Cell, Frieza, Boo is. I just find it just looks wacky, but it's supposed to be wacky. It's a party-esque fun game. It's supposed to be a game you're not, you just go into a bunch of games and you have fun. But I just find it weird to see that you can legitimately combat this. It's a 7v1, and I guess I have to really get more. And guys, YFOs in the comment section below, let me know how you feel about that. I just find that really, do you not see that as weird? To be able to transform into one of the fighters and then fight him, and I feel like it looks like you could kill him. It's like, I don't see, like, I guess it really depends on like how much you really have to avoid this guy, because I feel like if you don't really have to avoid him and you can fight him and keep doing that system possibly, or go level 4 and then you're as strong as he is, and it's like that kind of ruins the thing, especially if one is level 4 and then you have another guy. I feel like that might be a thing where you just, you know what, screw it, let's just beat the guy up, because that just seems funny to me. Like, that actually makes me want to play as a survivor and just like not do any of the surviving things, and just, I'm gonna level up, I'll find the Dragon Balls, I'll fight them, learn that system, because it's not, the game is not like, it probably doesn't have blocks and counters and stuff like that. Maybe like a little bit, but it looks like you just get beat up. And one of the biggest issues with Evolve was when the hunters, aka the survivors or something like that, were too strong. When you balance and nerf them that they're kind of too strong, then 7v1, well, at that time 4v1 became really annoying to do. You just feel like you don't even want to play as the raider, and then you have the biggest attraction, which is to run away from a guy, but that person doesn't want to play because the odds are stacked against them. You have to make it that the odds are in this guy's favor, but from what it looks like the survivors have so far versus what the raider has, I feel like the survivors are kind of at an advantage a little bit, especially because you start off low, like you start off bad. In Evolve, as I'm the Evolve master here, okay, but in Evolve, you're level 1 in the early game. You shouldn't fight them. Like, they can usually kill you if they find you pretty early, you're not strong. But at level 2, usually then you can fight them, and you're really good to fight them. You can put up a good fight, and then at level 3, they need to end the game because you're dramatically stronger. Through balancing, that became, a little tipsy-turvy. As a really good Evolve monster, as myself, you can probably kill him at level 1 at certain times. But you hear, at least Cell, he starts off as a bug, and all he can do is, like you said, kill NPCs or actually kill a survivor. We'll have to see like how big the map is, how much room do they have. Like I said, he can kill off sections of the map, and then I guess that's the thing. But that whole mechanic, I think everything was fine until I saw that mechanic. I think as soon as I saw that mechanic, let me just look at it one more time. See, I don't mind these items though. Like, certain items, they're gonna have a tier, because everything's meta in video games now. Like, certain items are gonna be the best. Like the little grappling hook, that's gonna be good. Like, you can kind of escape him. Cell looks dramatically faster than they are, but like, something like this, hard to hit, a small target. You know, stuff like this will be good. I don't think that the little vase thing, that I don't know, that doesn't seem like it's going to be that great, I guess. Or maybe it'll be better against certain raiders. They're only showing so at the moment, so.
Raider.
Here we go. I just want to rewatch this.
Dragon Change
Dragon
is one
Change.
of the few ways that survivors can use their power against the raider. Survivors can equip up to 3 Transpheres.
3.
A sphere that contains the souls of super warriors. Dragon Change can be activated by collecting a certain amount of change power on the field.
So you have to collect a certain amount of it,
allowing you to fight with the power of a super
special
warrior
beam carriers
for a short time.
Do you see, like, this is my issue. Like, yeah, this guy is Piccolo, this is like Vegeta, and there's a decent amount of, like, look at this, look at this, man. I don't know. That just seems really weird to me. And you can see, like I said, he has health. Yeah, they're fighting him.
The Raider's power is still overwhelming, so it is recommended to use it as a temporary countermeasure, or use other skills depending on the situation, such as escaping with the use of flying techniques. Transpheres can be set in a spot of level 1, 2, and 3. The higher the level, the stronger the skill will be, but on the other hand, more change power will be consumed.
More power, yeah, but
the form of the raider that you can fight against is determined by the change level. When you fight, make your decision based on the power balance between you and the opponent. The timing of activating Dragon Change is very important.
look at that.
Whether you want
Like,
to
they're fighting him.
flee, or go to rescue, use it strategically to get the most out of this ability. Various items can be used on the field, such as a weapon that can be shot directly at the raider, vehicles that can...
And that's also annoying too. Why do you have a Kamehameha wave as an item? Like, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you guys feel about it. I think that it's still interesting to try out, but like now I'm more of a, I want to try it out first. Like, I just want to see how it is. I'll probably step back and wait and watch like someone that's considered a good raider and see how annoying it looks. How annoying it is to fight, because that looks like it might be a little bit too much, because I have no interest in playing as a survivor. So me, I want to be the big bad, and if it's too annoying, it's like, remember, these are games that they're not necessarily going to be competitive, so it's just a game that you buy to have some fun with. And if it's not fun, it's going to be like, especially like I said, the raider needs to have fun. He needs to have fun, because then you're going to drastically lower how many people, because 7 people can definitely have fun if all of their gadgets and gizmos and all that other nonsense. You can get 7 people, but if you don't get that one person to play, your lobby's screwed. Unless you're going to then force people, like 8 people are in a queue, right? Not like all together, right? But then all of a sudden one person just has to be the raider, even though they don't want to be. And then you're not going to have good games, you know, because then you have to balance that out. That might become an issue as well too. So it's going to be a balancing act, and something I think that, in my personal opinion, MFO, I think it'll be way better to just sit back and wait and see how people feel about it, especially people that play the raider. Because unless you are forced into being a raider, which again, still bad, you have 2 bad things. Either people don't want to play the raider, so the queues are too long, or people are forced into the raider, and then you're not going to get good games as survivor, because the raider either doesn't know what he's doing because he doesn't play it, or he just starts trolling because he's like, oh, I don't want to play this, let me just end the game as quick as possible, let me just stand in one spot, let me go get a cup of tea, I'm not dealing with this. So you have to make it that people are excited and really want to play as a raider, and really want to like get down with it. So that's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and just remember that every day at the Cashier is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.